I guess the end goal is like, how do I create a career out of something that I love, which for me has been meditation. And I think like I always saw it as...
I love that, by the way. That was awesome. Like, how do I create a career out of something I love? And that's meditation.
Like Airbnb for like monks, right? So you try to get them all like in one room together and see
that's
like
cool.
What kind of teases us out.
Airbnb for monks. I like that. That's I usually like I sort of jokingly will sometimes say it's like Airbnb for nuns.
Yeah.
So I've never. You're the first one who's been like, no, it's actually kind of
like
legit, right?
Yeah,
seriously, exactly. I
I
like it. No, I'm in.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna stop you there for a second.
Yeah.
Tell me how you discovered meditation, because like it's become a thing, but it's sort of like I don't know if it's a thing on college campuses.
No, without
it's more
a doubt.
like this sort of nerdy tech thing a little bit, or there's like some pockets of it, but there's actually. Did you know there's like a meditation studio?
Yeah, that goes on like right this minute. Yeah,
exactly.
That they've like brought to the business school.
Yeah.
And actually in the graduate school, apparently there's a program like about like a class that you can take on mindfulness
cool.
in business or something like that.
I love it. So how did you though discover this as as something that you want to that you love?
Definitely. Well, I guess to tie it all in, it started with a book.
Really?
Yeah. So I read a book called The Way of the Peaceful Warrior by Dan Millman. If he's watching this, I would love to interview him.
We will get you Dan Millman. I'm gonna make that. We're gonna make that one happen. Right. I love it.
And it wasn't like, it was more like a book about spirituality.
Yeah.
And from there, I was like, all right, how do I kind of, at the time of my life, questioning religion and questioning, all these set ways that I had for, 18, 19 years as a sophomore in college. And I was like, how do I start to figure out, who I want to be as an individual?
Yeah. You're very self-aware, because not a lot of people you are questioning this and read this book.
And I read this book, and it was kind of like perfect timing, basically. I used it to kind of latch on, pull myself like into the space almost. And then from there started, taking classes on Buddhism and everything like that. And I would consider myself... I would consider myself like a practicing Buddhist. If I don't really know if there's a way to like convert, but like I think
it's a good question.
In the last month or two, I've put together some sort of meditation program.
Cool. Awesome.
That I've tried to share with people here at Georgetown. And through it, I think I went from just me and like one of my buddies to now like 7 or 8 people.
Nice.
So it was actually like building something, and then I was like, when I thought about it, I was like, if I read a book, I can hit a lot more than just 8 people. I could probably help or at least impact whoever.
The book thing was, it was interesting, and I was like, is there something bigger going on? So we went out and started to research all of the Forbes 30 under 30. Yeah. So we wanted to figure out, like, there's this group of people, they've had some level of success, like, what did they do? And so we started to study them, and we wanted to look at them, and for the most part, when you look at them on the surface, the vast majority of them are entrepreneurs or something like that. So the first rule is you would think like, okay, to succeed, I got to be an entrepreneur. So we looked a little deeper, and we wanted to figure out like these people's trajectories. And we found something kind of interesting, is that all of these people, before they were an entrepreneur, had something that we called a creation event. And so they created something that they didn't do for economic gain. They did it because they just wanted to learn. One of them happened to be an event series, meditation. So exactly. So what you're doing actually is one of the things that people do. Is that this is a perfect creation event. A book is another one, a podcast, a video series. But like you are right. Like you are sort of automatically being a creator. And it's interesting. I've been talking to sort of a number of other people, but like creating a student club or creating those sorts of things are perfect examples of that, because as you said, you were able to measure it. I had eight of my buddies, right? Like we get together once a week, like all these sorts of things. So you're actually like already on the path, which is great. And I think that's the hardest part for people like thinking about this world is like, we talk about a lot that you either sort of borrow credibility from institutions and that sort of stuff, or you create it, and you've already sort of made the choice to create credibility, right? Like you went out and took that risk, and I'm sure when you first started doing it and you invited a few people, they were like, dude, you're crazy. Like, what's wrong with you?
You got to get your best friends.
Exactly.
You're going to be like, I'll give this a shot even if it's weird.
And now here you are, right? Like you got people doing it. I mean, and it's a big space. Like just to validate your actions that you're doing, that is an action that in a lot of ways could lead you to wherever, because if you can gather people together, you can learn with them, whatever that may be, you're sort of on that path. So you're right. You're kind of already doing it.